How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to talk about an issue that is plaguing some modded servers for role players, and it has a lot of role players in the community totally enraged and outraged at the fact that there was actually a mod removed from the Steam store. Now, I was notified about this situation by Wintercloak over on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it now, and they notified me that this was going on. Now, I don't just jump into topics and talk about them without having some real idea about what's actually going on. So at this point, I have reached out to both the mod creator and to Funcom to find out any information that I possibly can about this situation. And there's an absolute ton about this that I want to cover in this video, but we're going to start off with talking about toxicity. This isn't going to get you anywhere in this situation. If you're going on the forums and being toxic or making videos that are toxic and uploading them, making threats about what happens if this mod doesn't return, that's not going to get you anywhere. If you have a valid point, if you have a reason or a concern about this mod being taken away, I do recommend that you share that with Funcom and do that in a way that is polite so that the recipient is actually going to pay attention to your feedback. I can't tell you how many times I come across a comment or a post somewhere that is negative and toxic, and I just skip right past it because I write that person off because they can't articulate a reason for change without expletives or without just attacking the person or the company that's there. So if you're going to post on the forums or you're going to make a video about something, figure out a way to post that in a way that your audience, the intended person, the intended recipient, in this case Funcom, the person that you are trying to plea with to reinstate this mod, actually reads your feedback and is receptive to what you say. In addition to that, if you're not sure what to say, but you still want to show support for Tot Customs, what you could do is just write something like, "We stand with Tot Customs." It's that simple to make your voice heard and let Funcom get a tally of how many people are actually affected by this situation. In my conversation with Major Tot, the mod author, and even in the announcements that they put out on their Discord server, they don't want the toxic attention, they don't want propaganda spread about the mod and the situation, and they don't need the community to stick up for them in a way that is actually negative towards Funcom. You see, mod authors and Funcom work together to have a cohesive relationship, and they are in communication with Funcom, possibly negotiation with Funcom, on getting that mod reinstated. So toxicity really isn't going to help in this situation. Threats aren't going to help. You can't tell someone that, hey, if you don't reinstate this, I'm going to quit the game and all this other stuff, and think that that's going to make a difference. There are other issues at play with this mod that they have to look at, whether it is something to do with copyright and usage of certain materials or coding. The threats are not going to help in any way get this mod reinstated. Now, those are just some examples of things that could be going on behind the scenes. And a lot of this is going on behind the scenes. And I know the community is upset about the fact that it is going on behind the scenes and that there hasn't been an answer yet. However, I would say that all of this information needs to be behind closed doors. It really is between the mod author and Funcom to sort out what is wrong with the mod and find a way forward. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with Tot Customs, I'll give you a basic overview of what the mod does. It is virtually a body customization system with full body sliders compatible with heads and hairstyles from other mods. You have extra tattoo and makeup slots, skin shine, body hair removal, male skin cleanup, and less muscular texture selectors. It has a weapon transmog, an armor transmog, accessories and attachments, mannequins, and much more. This is a feature-rich customization mod for your character, your thralls, and also admin puppets, which you may also know as thespians if you've used the Pippi mod in the past. Now that's a very light overview of what the mod actually does. In my conversation with Major Tot, this is actually part of the backbone for a lot of the other mods that they have on the Steam store. You see, they have 9 other mods on the Steam store, with 2 of them being marked as discontinued. So currently, with the removal of Tot Customs, there's 7 other mods that are kind of relying on Tot Customs being there. For anybody that wants an in-depth look at what the mod does, I'll put the entire write-up in the description of this video so you can read through that. Now, you guys know I don't play with mods a lot in Conan Exiles. I probably should dive a little bit more into that genre of things, but I did reach out to Jordy Kai, who is a pillar in the RP community, to see if she had heard of it or if they were using it, and she said they absolutely were using it on their servers, and a lot of people couldn't even log in because it was gone. Now, I have a link to Jordy's channels in the description of this video as well, so you can get over and check her out. But I did reach out and ask her about the mod, and this is her response.
Hey guys, it's Jordy Kai here, and I'm here to tell you a little bit about the TOT custom mod and why, in my personal opinion, it was the perfect character customization mod. It had an abundance of unique in-depth options to really amplify your character creation, such as changing skin and blood tone, body sliders that included body proportions and height, face and body details, unique eye details, and even eyelash customization. Not only did we have a lot of choice for our avatars, but we also had an armor and weapon transmog system, which helped make finding your favorite armor so much easier. There was also an accessories section that you could literally pick from a multitude of clothing and accessories that could be layered to your taste. You could even move and mold certain accessories to create completely distinctive features that would snap into place after application. Your items could be hidden individually, and you could even make a character preset categorized with their name and individual outfits, thus making pre-made outfits easier to load up with just a click of a button. This is just the tip of the iceberg though. This mod had so much more packed into it. Endless possibilities, and vital in my opinion for the Conan roleplay community and beyond. I do think that Tot set the bar for a lot of customization mods, and I do hope that we can see it come back in some form soon.
So bottom line, I understand that this is a big impact on a lot of servers and a lot of the RP community. So let's dive into the details about what's going on and what we know about the removal and what we can think of or speculate for the future. Additionally, I'll share some of my thoughts on what I feel like should happen and how, if this ever happens again, we could possibly make this process much better for the community moving forward. So on October 10th, the mod was removed from the Steam store. For all intents and purposes, it appears that Funcom removed the mod for specific reasons. Now, those reasons have not been shared, and I'm going to read the response from Funcom to the community. This comes from a Funcom Storm, and it says, "Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts on this matter. We value our modding community greatly and recognize the benefits it brings to our players and value the creative ways in which our modders have been able to provide content. Not just as developers, but as Exile players ourselves. We also value and very much appreciate the collaborative environment fostered among our modding community members over the years. Those of you who have been around for a while know that we don't take the decisions regarding the modding community lightly, and that we have a responsibility to maintain the integrity of this talented, passionate group so that they can continue to produce the amazing creations that enhance your experience in Conan Exiles. We are more than happy to work directly with and support all creators throughout the process, but we will not share any details of these conversations for privacy reasons. Feel free to continue to discuss and share your feedback in this thread, but please keep it civil and constructive. Thank you." Now, the thread that was posted on has actually been closed at this point because there are so many flagged comments in that thread. But you can go on the forums and find a ton of threads about Tot Customs asking for the reinstatement of that mod. Now, I told you guys earlier in the video that I had a conversation with Major Tot, the mod author for Tot Customs. Now, I'm going to refrain from sharing anything that we spoke about in private, and I'm going to share what they posted on their Discord server. Additionally, there'll be a link to their Discord server in the description of this video if you want to get over and check it out yourself. So on October 12th, Major Tot posted this. Hi everyone, I've received an answer from Funcom. The content was truly unexpected, and because of that, I will refrain from sharing it in its entirety. Lesson of life and all of that. Please do not come in my DMs or on the server to ask about it. I will not answer. Any speculation and rumors must stop for the better of the community, and sanctions will be taken against people actively propagating them on the server. Among other things, I've been blamed for being too toxic or creating a toxic environment, so I'm kindly asking all of you to chill and avoid any aggressive behavior of any kind. While I am committed to improve my behavior with the people that I had heated arguments with. It is not the only reason for the ban, far from it, but in order to avoid things from going south pretty quickly, I will not disclose those reasons, at least for now while the case is being discussed. Rest assured that I have sent a cordial, polite, and well-argumented response to those accusations, and I am still fully committed to appeal this decision. It was communicated that this decision was not final and that it can be reverted, so I will do what is reasonably necessary. I have also offered to expose my code sources to them in order to clear any and all suspicion. Please be nice with people even if you think they deserve your wrath, because this is all we got. Have a wonderful day. Now, it seems pretty clear to me that there was a complaint about Tot Customs. I don't know where that came from, whether it was another modder or a user of it, but that's what it seems like to me. There was a complaint about the mod, there were some accusations made about the mod, and Funcom then likely had a duty to then remove it. Now, if there's some copyright things that are in play on this whole thing, and that is being challenged, I think Funcom actually has to remove that mod. I'm not sure that they could leave it up there in order to then contact the mod author and investigate the situation. So the situation has to be investigated after the mod is removed, if that's the case. If there's some laws that are in play with copyright and the removal of the mod, then Funcom's hands were tied. If that's not the case, I can tell you it took about 15 seconds for me to figure out how to contact Major Tot via the Steam store and then their link to Discord. And I do also know that the mod creator for Tot Customs is in the modding Discord for Conan Exiles. I did a little bit of background research just to make sure that they were easy enough to contact, and I came up with the fact that they were. So I have a feeling that Funcom's hands were tied legally and had to remove the mod in order to continue the investigation. Now, here's the thing. I feel like the most important part of this entire process is the notification and the communication with the community, because without that, the community is just going to continue to rage and feel like they're being ignored. And I feel like Funcom has been through this in the past. We recently had the issue with the servers having all the thralls being deleted because of a mixed up setting on those servers. And it took them a long time to get back to people and tell them what they were going to do. Now, granted, that was on a weekend, but this happened on a Tuesday, and then it wasn't until Thursday that Funcom actually responded with any information about it. And they had to know that this was going to come. I mean, you can look right on the Steam store page and see how many people are subscribed to that mod. So I feel like knowing that, hey, there's 1,000 people or 2,000 or 5,000 people that are going to be affected by this decision, we should likely be ready to respond to the community when they come banging on our doors. And it shouldn't take 48 hours for us to do that. Once we see that initial post, let's get our part of the information out there so that cooler heads can prevail all the way through. Then we don't see the massive outrage from the community the way that it is when you're totally feeling like you're being ignored. And that's how I feel like Funcom should operate going forward. They should see the problem that is coming up in the future, and they should be ready to respond to that problem at a moment's notice, and they should do so. Now, as far as the Tot Customs reinstatement, it's up in the air right now, and it's really going to be deliberated between the mod author and Funcom directly. And that's really where it should be, because a lot of this information is secret and needs to be kept secret. Unfortunately, that means that the community is then kind of left in the dark as to what's going on. So my hope would be that Funcom sees this video and that they decide that they are going to have something ready for when the decision is made, so that they can post that on the forums and let their community know what the decision was. Additionally, I'm sure that Tot Customs will do the same, and that they will continue to provide any update they possibly can via their Discord. Now, here's where you guys come in. I want to know in the comment section below if I should keep my ear to this story and report on any information as it comes up. Is this story and is this type of thing so interesting to you that you want to know more about it, and as it processes through, you want updates on what's going on? I'd like to thank all my YouTube members for your continued support. Y'all are absolute legends. If you'd like to become a legend, there's a button that says join on this page. Click that for details. There's 2 videos on the screen. Click one of those to watch next, and I'll meet you over there.